have a question for you because I'm curious where you see the biggest gaps between how risk is evolving and how institutions are responding to that risk.
Well, I will say that one risk I'm facing by answering this question is being known as the gap man. But I wanted to talk about 4 or 5 types of gaps that I think are confronting insurers. The first we already mentioned, which is regulatory gaps. But the second is a talent gap. America is approaching our 250th birthday, and insurance has really guided our economy, helped backstop our economy through enormous changes and evolution. And insurers have responded to a host of changes, including social inflation, and have always managed to get through. And it's because of the talented people in the insurance industry. And it is that talent gap I think we're being confronted with as baby boomers are retiring, as a lot of younger workers, for whatever reason, aren't finding the insurance industry to maybe be as appealing or sexy as other industries, and may not have all of the skill sets that the industry is going to lose. And that's a huge gap. Another gap that we have is a growing litigation gap. In the good old days, for most of my career, insurers had an enormous leverage gap vis-a-vis plaintiffs in terms of being able to settle cases and endure cost of litigation. But as insurers have become sometimes overly focused on reducing their expense spend, they've really given up a lot of that advantage. At the same time, while plaintiffs, the plaintiffs bar, which is resourceful and creative and very well funded, they spend about $1.5 billion in advertising, which does more than just recruit plaintiffs and increase expectations of recovery. It's a lot of messaging, and insurers and policyholders are not countering it. And so that's a major gap. Insurers were late, and defense counsel late in responding to reptilian tactics. We're being out-messaged, and it's also creating the fourth gap, which is an outside talent gap. Because as a lawyer representing insurers and trying to deal with law firm management, we are losing talent to others in the industry, such as the plaintiffs bar, such as commercial litigators, and that's costly. I mean, it's part of one of many reasons contributing to nuclear verdicts. But going forward, it could be a bigger factor. And we really need to keep the talent in the game representing insurers in order to keep the cost of litigation down and the results of litigation down. And the final sort of gap, I think, that is rip-roaring throughout the industry is the so-called protection gap, which is the difference between total economic losses and insured losses. And so on the one hand, that presents tremendous opportunities for insurers to find additional markets for their products and services. And on the other hand, it's a source of dissatisfaction to the policyholders and the corporate entities that we represent.